Everything you've been taught about running a seven-figure home care business is holding you back. And I know that's a bold statement, but after helping private pay owners increase profits by over 28% in just 1 month, I've seen the proof. Even at seven figures, too many owners are still doing everything themselves, and that's why they feel overwhelmed, stretched thin, and underpaid for the weight that they carry. I watched a client nearly burn out trying to fix cash flow issues without knowing her numbers. But once we stopped chasing volume and started focusing on high leverage financial strategy, everything changed. She finally saw what had been missing all along, a clear picture of her money. So let me ask you, are you leading like a CEO or are you just surviving like an agency owner? Because the top CEOs, they operate very differently. And I'm going to show you the three traits they all have in common. Let's get into it. I had a client, so let's call her Sharon, right? Who was working 80 hours a week trying to fix her cash flow problems by slashing costs and chasing every referral she could. From the outside looking in, it looked like hustle, but underneath the cracks were just growing. She was bringing in clients faster than her team could actually handle, and because her caregivers weren't properly trained, it triggered a ripple effect. So her clients complained and her caregivers quit, and every week she felt like she was starting from scratch. The constant turnover drained her time, drained her energy, and her profits. And the worst part, she couldn't see clearly where the money was going because everything felt so urgent all the time. Now, that's the kind of financial fog that makes even the most successful owners feel like they're failing. And Sharon's not alone. I've seen the same pattern with agency owners doing $200,000 a month in revenue. And if you're running a seven-figure agency and you still feel like you're guessing when it comes to the numbers, you're not alone either. It's just like driving your car at night with no headlights on. You're doing your best to move forward, but deep down, you know you're one wrong turn away from a breakdown. So ask yourself, do you actually know which of your clients are making you money and which ones are quietly draining it? Have you ever logged into your bank account right before payroll and thought, Lord, I hope this clears? And are you spending most of your week reacting, putting out fires, chasing staff, smoothing over client issues instead of running your business on your terms? That's what happens when you don't have a clear picture of your finances. And the thing is, you don't have to keep feeling this way. If you're ready to stop guessing and start leading like a true CEO, I've got something for you. Drop the word CEO in the comments and I'll send you my Stuck at 7 Clarity Checklist, the exact tool I use with million-dollar agencies to spot the gaps, fix the leaks, and finally scale with confidence. You've built a seven-figure business. Now let's make sure it pays you like one. So where's your time really going? Now look at your calendar for this week. How many hours are you spending reacting, putting out fires, scrambling to fill caregiver gaps, and chasing late payments? Instead of leading your business and making strategic moves, if you're like most experienced agency owners I work with, the answer is way too many. And that's exactly what keeps you stuck in the financial fog, running blind and feeling exhausted. But here's the thing. When you recognize where your time really goes, that's the first step to taking back control. So ask yourself this. Are you acting like a busy agency owner or a true CEO? Because one leads with clarity and the other just keeps reacting, is exhausted, and is underpaid. But if you don't get a handle on this, things will only get harder without having clear guidance. You're stuck reacting and you're never ever leading. Let me show you what that really looks like for you. Without this kind of guidance, you never really leave the daily hustle from constantly putting out fires and reacting instead of actually leading, right? So yes, your business is growing, but some days it feels like it's dragging you right behind it. Without having clear direction, your growth starts to feel more like chaos than progress. There's so many agency owners who miss huge financial blind spots without even realizing it. For example, not tracking your true cost per client or service means you might be losing money on the very clients you're excited to serve. when you make hiring or marketing decisions without real data that puts your whole business operation at risk. So if any of this sounds familiar, you're not alone, but the good news is that it doesn't have to be this way. Now, here's what I promise. The 3 key traits every top home care CEO gains by working with a trusted financial guide. So they get clarity. This is the first trait. They know exactly where their money is going every week, every category, and every trend. One agency owner I work with always assumed her most popular service was her moneymaker until we sat down and walked through the numbers together. It turned out it was actually draining her profit. Now, once she saw it, she clearly made a few focus changes and we started to see real growth again. And that's what clarity does. It takes you out of guessing mode and puts you back in control. You know what's working, what's not, and exactly where to invest to grow with confidence. The second key trait that they get stability. With steady cash flow, healthy reserves, and a real plan, the business stops feeling like a constant fire drill. I've seen agency owners finally sleep through the night just knowing payroll is covered and there's cash set aside for the unexpected. There's no more scrambling. And that kind of stability gives you space to breathe, to lead, and to actually build something that lasts without you burning out along the way. And the third trait that they get is control. Most agency owners feel pulled in every direction, reacting to fires, juggling problems, and never really catching up. But the top CEOs don't just react, they lead. They've got a trusted advisor who helps them see the blind spots, spot the opportunities, and make decisions with intention. One agency owner I work with felt real control for the first time when we used her numbers to build a hiring plan. That one shift gave her back time to grow her team and improve client care. Now, that's what real control looks like. Having the time, energy, and clarity to focus on what matters most. So, what separates the top home care CEOs from the rest? They don't run their business blind. They invest in a trusted financial guide, and in return, they gain the clarity, stability, and control every 7-figure agency owner needs to grow without burnout. Now, here's how you can start moving forward. Number one, you need to get clear and know exactly where your money is going so you can stop guessing and start making confident decisions. The second thing you need to do is build stability. So you need to set up steady cash flow and reserves so you're never scrambling for payroll or unexpected expenses. And the third thing, just like we talked about, you need to take back control. Use your data and your trusted advisor's advice to make intentional decisions that free up your time and your energy for what matters most. If you're still feeling overwhelmed, guessing, or barely holding it together, it's not because you're incapable, it's because you've been trying to lead without the right financial guidance. But that can all change, and it starts when you stop doing it alone.